This is Jonathan Ferguson, the Keeper of Firearms and Artillery at the Royal Armouries Museum in the UK, which houses a collection of thousands of iconic weapons from throughout history. And I'm your host, Dave Jewett. Today, we're at the Royal Armouries in person for Cursemas, our month-long series of very special episodes where we'll be checking out a selection of weird and wonderful weaponry from across video games and movies. This time, we're pushing the gunsmith to its limits as we try to use some cursed creations to escape from Tarkov.
Oh, good lord. It's never good when stuff's clipping through itself. What the hell are those?
Well, those are 4 of the most high-powered torches.
Oh, giant flashlight. Okay,
which is why I've called it the Sunbeam.
I see. I guess if you absolutely had to blind someone while shooting at them, definitely going to have to clutch my emotional support weapon now.
Each episode will contain a secret special Cursemas gift for Jonathan.
So stay tuned for later in the episode where we're going to take a dive under the tree and see what Cursemas spirit, the spirit of Cursemas present, has left for Jonathan this episode.
We also have a longer director's cut version of this episode over on our Patreon, link in the description below for that extended cut. But now, without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's start with the first gun then. I mean, it's not all cursed stuff.
I should hope not.
This is just a normal AUG A3.
Yeah, which immediately throws me off because when you say AUG A3, it's got the Piccadilly rail on the right-hand side. I immediately think rail across the top. But if you look at Steyer's catalogue, that's not the case. They've gone back to this integrated optic thing that they had, well, not the same optic, back in the day with a 1.5 power, not very good, which we have. We don't have this version. So far, so not cursed.
Well, there is a few customization options in Escape from Tarkov. This is the one that I made.
Yeah. Weirdly, the first thing I noticed was that they've gone back to the original production cocking handle, whereas the one you just showed me was the hooked one that was designed for the first AUG and is now back on the design. That's me, like, the displacement behaviour or whatever you call it. Why have you put 2 D-bolls or moles, whatever they're called, PQ-15s?
Well, I've named a few of these weapons.
3 of them, sorry. You've got 3 of them on there.
For the weapons that I haven't named, please leave in the comments name suggestions. I've dubbed this one
4 of
Blackpool
them.
Tower because it's tall and covered in lights.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I've seen worse, I think.
Height over bore is an issue with this one.
Well, you say that, but this isn't a million miles away from some of the setups I'm seeing on Instagram with sort of gun influencers who've got like over carry handle height optics, which I do not understand as someone that doesn't do a huge amount of shooting, I guess. But I also see people who do, who I know, saying, yeah, I don't get that either. But some of them, seriously, appear to me to be as tall as that.
You know, you've got really no excuse to be inaccurate from the hip.
Tactical suntan as well. You just lightly cook the enemy before you shoot them.
Well, one of them's got to end up in their eyes, so...
We've got a movie-focused episode coming up very soon. In fact, we've been covering movies a lot ever since starting EXP, and one of the things that allows us to access as many movies as possible, either at home or while traveling, is a VPN like today's sponsor, Private Internet Access. Use our link in the description below to get a whopping 83% off a 2-year plan with an extra 4 months free. Private Internet Access works with all major streaming services, so if a piece of content is restricted by region, Private Internet Access can help you watch your favorite media by changing your IP address and virtual location with 91 countries to choose from. For example, I wanted to watch Mad Max Fury Road, although it is not available in the UK right now. However, it is available in Mexico, so by using Private Internet Access to change my location, I can binge all the vehicular action I want. The internet is unfortunately becoming more restricted, and while a VPN is great for helping you access media, they're also massively important for privacy and security. Their no logs policy has also been proven in court and by third parties, so you can rest assured that your private data remains private. Scan the QR code on screen or use our link in the description below, that's piavpn.com/EXP, to save yourself some cash and beef up your internet security. Thank you, Private Internet Access, for sponsoring this episode, but now I'll get back to the video.
As we've said before, I think visible lasers are not very commonly used. More typically, they'd be IR lasers visible with night vision. Of course, if the enemy has night vision, then it's still a Blackpool illumination scenario.
Yeah, if you're fighting scavs in Tarkov, they don't have any nods or any advanced optics to speak of. Doesn't stop them from hitting you in the heads and eyes, but you'll be pleased to know that I managed to keep this weapon intact, still in the stash.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm so pleased.
What do you think of the AUG? Cursed marks out of 10?
It's fairly low, you know, I mean...
Oh no, he's gaining resistances.
Well, the only thing that truly makes it, as I say, because that ridiculous trend, I think, for very high red dots, the only thing that's truly cursed is putting 83 different laser modules on there. So I'm not going to call it low effort, but you're going to have to go harder than that at this point.
Well, thankfully, that was just the first.
Yeah, I know. It's a strong first entry, I'll put it that way.
So I picked up a G36 that I'm customizing here.
Yeah, now surely this is going to make you sad, because you love the G36.
I do love the G36.
And in fact, we have one.
We have a G36.
Shall I get that?
Yeah, it might look similar to this, but... So the first main difference is, I mean, there's a few differences so far, but Tarkov actually has the magazine adapter to take Stanag mags.
Hooray! So usually, I have to point out, because usually what I end up picking, because that's what games, they like the C, don't they? Mm-hmm. And ours has the Stanag AR-15 magazine adapter. I say it that way because ours came with it, so it doesn't feel like an adapter. They were presumably configured like this from the factory. And in this day and age, G36 could easily be purchased with either, and it wouldn't really matter. But yeah, it was designed for that paddle catch originally.
So this is what I've created using one of my favourite firearms. It's always nice to see some of the customization options available in Tarkov in action.
I thought you'd actually just removed the barrel, but it's just a really short one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, not liking the way this is going so far. In a way, I'm not entirely mad at the super short barrel. In fact, I think that's the handguard that's on our other C, the ex-police one, that's a polymer one.
Ah, even shorter as well.
It is slightly, I think, and it's made of polymer and it just has sockets for Picatinny strips, as it were. Whereas this is a bit more Gucci, I think. Aluminium handguard. It's a view you don't normally get, because we don't normally fold stocks on games, do we? But this assembly here is how you take the guts of the weapon out, basically. So what you're seeing there with the grooves on it for a purchase for your thumb or whatever, that's obviously correct. Because you've removed the stock, all we're seeing is the hinge that would be left behind if you did punch out this roll pin here and remove the stock.
Yeah, it was unnecessary weight, I felt.
I mean, if you're not using it, then yeah, I agree.
It became some weird sort of sniper pistol abomination.
Sniper pistol.
While I was using it.
I guess GIGN would approve. As much as we were saying recently that like maybe an ACOG on an SMG size weapon, or a super compact carbine like this, doesn't necessarily look terrible and could potentially in the right situation be useful. The LPVO just looks awful.
I kind of like it.
Especially like you've got the colour mismatch, you've got the great length of it. Like, I'm old enough for LPVOs to still feel like sniper scopes. I know they're not, obviously. And so in my head, it's just wrong. It looks like a marksman G36, if such a thing were to exist, where someone's just removed the barrel or chopped the barrel down and left their buttstock at home.
I think the colour mismatch is the worst bit for me, and obviously the big SIG branding that you can't escape. But because Escape from Tarkov has some realistic ballistics and terminal effects, if you can land your hits, you can still make it work. That's the thing with Tarkov. You can make basically any gun work if you have the skills to do so.
I guess that's true of real life as well. Not recommended necessarily. But yeah, so all of those things combined, and I guess this is what you were going for, it reminds me of those car caricatures. Or
like
any
twisted wheels.
Yeah, they're like really squat and chunky, and
that is a very niche early 2000s.
I know, but I really kind of don't like them, and they live rent free in the back of my head. So occasionally they come to the fore. Or any caricature where it's cutesified and squashed down.
And now what you've done is you've inspired someone out there to do a caricature of your favourite guns. In
Oh God!
Style.
Oh God!
Your words have.
I know. I should think before I speak, or just maybe shouldn't speak.
That'd make these videos tricky, so.
But not impossible. Flashcards, I don't know, sign language.
So I've named this 870 the Quarterstaff, and hopefully you'll be able to see why.
Is it because you're going to make it super long? No? Yes.
It's because I've made it super long.
Sort of.
We don't need a stock, that's fine.
But the barrel isn't super long, only the magazine tube.
Yeah.
Right.
I tried to make it as long and as sort of...
The vertical grip ruins
Short.
the staff-like vibe slightly.
I should have left that off.
Or maybe like an angled one or just a hand stop would have been the way to go. Come on, Dave.
Losing my touch.
I question your commitment to the bit here.
He says 3 guns into the episode.
Yeah, fair point. No, but you have succeeded in making me mad because anything with a buffer tube with no stock on it, especially on something that doesn't functionally require it, instantly cursed.
Yeah.
So,
That's one
well
of the things
done.
we look for.
Yeah. I mean, needless to say, if you're going to put a very long mag tube, and what's the capacity that's giving you? Is it like 12 or something?
I think it's 12.
Is it? Doing that, you may as well have the long barrel. That does make that. So that's 2 things that make it cursed: the buffer tube it doesn't need, giving it length it really doesn't need, but no purchase for even a cheek, much less a shoulder stop, and then a very, very long mag tube giving you a ton of capacity, but no extra velocity or shot patterning effect.
One of the more recent gameplay mechanics they've added in, I say recent in terms of Tarkov's life over many, many years, is being able to switch shoulders. So you can either jab yourself
Oh,
on the right
great.
shoulder or the left one. But it does mean you get a nice view of the right side of the weapon in action.
Yeah, great.
I need to appreciate that.
So had you had a spike on there, or like a corkscrew, that would have been even would have fitted your vision even better,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, I think so.
I mean, it would certainly teach good recoil control, wouldn't it?
So there's always some element of, feasibility with this stuff. I've also started using the Piranha rounds.
Do they shoot small piranhas?
They don't.
Shame.
I think they would actually be less dangerous than that. So the 12 gauge round contains dozens of razor-sharp steel tacks that blast out at high velocity, which virtually guarantees there will be no response from the perpetrator. Each round is buffed with 12 shot, thus creating a double shock to the wound area.
Okay.
Absolutely will not harm your shotgun, to be used no closer than 10 feet and no further than 50.
Number 12 shot. That's tiny.
Yeah, these weren't the best rounds I've ever used.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I
It's
don't think.
almost like flechette we had at home.
I was going to say, like flechette rounds, could be argued as high velocity, although out of a shotgun, probably not.
Not out of this one.
Tacks.
Yeah.
High velocity tacks is kind of a contradiction in terms, I think, because they've got tons of air resistance and not much mass. So even if you can propel them with like a magnum load, they're just going to kind of tumble and slow down and annoy the enemy, I would have thought. But
I'm trying to reach out. Maybe this is beyond 50 feet, but Tarkov does do shotguns at range very well. It only takes a couple pellets to do some real damage.
just as well, really, in this case.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had to use all 12 shots of the tube.
Do the sharp tacks create a sort of additional bleeding effect or something?
Potentially, yeah, because obviously I've not been hit by them. I've only been sending them forth.
No, because you're the only one using them.
Probably, yeah. Everyone just uses this Magnum buckshot or slugs. We could just sit and look at this MP5
Am I going
for
to
a
need
while.
an emotional support MP5?
That is why I asked you to grab one, yeah.
Right.
I will be honest.
This time we've just grabbed 2 that embody what you were pretending to show me that I'm guessing is now going to get cursed quickly.
You don't know that.
So A3 with the older style SEF lower as opposed to the modernised lower, which also has the burst mode on this version. And then our SD here has a butt cap on it and it has the burst. I say modern trigger pack, you can still get the older version. But anyway, hit me.
Starting to feel the tension building, guys.
Oh, good Lord. It's never good when stuff's clipping through itself.
Yeah, that backup optic is like hitting the player character in the eye every time you do the inspection.
It was the giant, what the hell are those?
Well, those are 4 of the most high-powered
Oh,
torches in the
giant
game,
flashlight. Okay,
which
so
is why
they're...
I've called it the Sunbeam.
I see. I should have realised. Those are clipping through each other as well.
Yeah.
You've had to fit an angled foregrip. You've got a drum on there because, of course, you have. I guess if you absolutely had to blind someone while shooting at them.
When you're facing actual players, torches are very effective.
It kind of blinds you, though, through the optic.
Funny enough, when I was trying to use
Definitely going to have to
it,
clutch my emotional support weapon now.
when I was using it, it was sometimes so bright at close range, it washed out the target and the background.
Oh, is this just you doing the build? Okay.
Yeah. that's.
And I think you chose well with the edit because it was somehow worse from first-person view. This I can sort of go into analytical mode, of just being presented with the first person, because you can almost not see what it is.
Would you want to?
I wouldn't have even seen it as an MP5 necessarily right away from the first-person view. So we do have the butt cap on this SD here, which typically makes something an A1. On this one, it kind of makes sense. It's like a super compact sort of entry version of an SD, short mag, no butt stock, and you're going to have to push-pull, or push-pull, whichever way around you want to do it, and have it on a single-point sling. I wouldn't fancy that rattling around on the end of a single-point sling. I think you'd end up seriously injured.
The entire thing is also a snag risk.
Yeah.
But because they model the recoil of 9mm so well, and I've got that suppressor and all this weight, it's super controllable.
I bet it is, yeah. Also, hanging some dumbbells off the bottom of it would also work.
Yeah, it can't climb past its own weight with the recoil. But if someone...
It's kind of how the Tommy gun works.
If someone comes at you with these amount of torches, or even any torch, it is dazzling in the game.
Yeah.
And at one point, people were running so many torches on their guns, it was causing everyone else to lag.
Oh, really?
Because the game was trying to process all these extra lighting effects. And as you can see in some spots indoors, it's so bright, it just washes everything out into one just flat texture. Well, I sort of get my comeuppance in this gameplay.
Oh, good.
Someone beats me to death with a hammer.
Oh.
Or a scythe.
They should beat you to death with that.
I think at one point, because of the drum mag and the suppressor and barrel getting too hot, my weapon starts jamming on me, which, with all these scavs and the boss coming at me with a shotgun and a scythe, causes some issues.
Well, not only the weapon, but these super bright modern flashlights get incredibly hot. I just got a basic handheld torch one, and it actually got turned on in my bag once and melted its holder.
It's all right, the MP5 section is over.
I'm glad that's out of the way fairly early doors.
So I can't show you Tarkov without showing you an AK, or an AK variant.
Oh, that was
my AK variant.
Jump scare. Genuine. I was just thinking, oh, that's quite similar to this, but actually we've got one that looks even more similar to, and then this pops up. McAK.
Yeah.
Because of the colour scheme.
Yeah.
Not because it's covered in meat.
No. I tried to make it look like a burger.
I'm glad it's not made of burger, because that would have been my assumption.
Nah.
It's vaguely reminiscent of some of these very out there competition guns that are brightly coloured with the... I guess because the accessories are based on real ones.
Yeah, I think it's the Zenitco ones, the red ones?
Zenitco.
Yeah,
the
Zenitco
yes,
ones.
Zenitco are the big Russian company that makes AK accessories, which means we can't get them.
I think we've seen the AKM before, but it's great. It's a wonderfully modelled AKM.
Although, weirdly, the worst thing about it is the incongruous optic.
Yeah, I think that's a early Soviet thermal optic.
Yeah, don't think we have one. It's not red or yellow, therefore the colour scheme is broken.
That was the gherkin in the burger. That was my thought.
Damn it, yeah, okay. I mean, it's a big gherkin, but fair enough.
I like gherkins. What can I say? I mean, the food theme doesn't end there, though, because...
oh, doesn't it?
Have you spotted...
I wish it did.
The magazine.
Spotted it?
I've
spotted it insofar as I've seen that it exists.
There's a little detail in the
The
magazine.
usual definition of spotting. In that case, no, I don't think I have. Are we going for banana here?
Yeah, what do you think of the magazine? It's called the Banana Mag in the game. And it's
Is it just because it's yellow and then a curved AK mag, though?
Yeah, and it's got a little sticker on it.
Oh, it's got the sticker. No, I missed that.
Oh.
Didn't see that. So that really doesn't really jibe with the burger motif, does it? I was thinking yellow for, well, the McDonald's logo. I presume that's what you're going for, red and yellow?
Yeah, it was the only yellow magazine I had. Do you have any yellow magazines that you can show off?
Not exactly. The SA80 blank fire mags have yellow on them, but are not yellow. The new KS1 blank firing magazines are yellow.
In game, Tarkov models a Magpul P-Mag, bright yellow, brackets, banana. And I think this is a good time for us to take a quick look under our Cursemas tree. Cursemas Chris will grab that for us.
Cursemas Chris.
Thank you.
You've kind of given the game away, I feel.
Or have I?
Oh God, is this some horrific double? But is it just a banana?
So this is a gift from us to you.
I'm not sticking a banana in this gun.
I'm not expecting you to, and I would never ask you to.
It does feel quite like a magazine.
What
May I?
do? Please do.
Oh. Okay.
So this is something that I made.
Clearly.
I didn't make the magazine. I painted this up to look as banana as possible.
The stickers on. Oh, that's good. I like that.
You can buy yellow banana magazines for airsoft.
Yeah.
I think Evike.
Yeah, I said clearly because it's.
Yeah, this
an
is an
airsoft
airsoft mag. I've not destroyed an actual AK mag for this.
That will prevent any of my colleagues from fitting it to a real one.
I mean, it fits in my airsoft AK. I'm not going to ask you to fit it into a real AK.
I actually do. I do enjoy that.
I think it would fit, but I try my best to make it look like a banana.
That's some nice work.
Thank you.
Precision brushwork. Eggshell.
That's the effect I was going for. I didn't know how you liked your bananas, whether you liked them fresh and green or
Not a huge banana guy.
No.
Oh, damn, missed opportunity. I'm not a huge banana man.
Maybe this will change.
Beloved cartoon character of the 1980s.
Well, now you've got a yellow AK mag for the collection.
Thanks. The paperwork will be in the post.
You can obviously run this in-game if you wish. The yellow ones are much more expensive than any other AK mag. They are rarer in-game.
Surprised they don't give you a virtual rattle can situation.
Maybe that will come in a future update. The refresh rate on this optic was so low, it was causing me to miss my shots.
Yeah.
That's the excuse I'm running with anyway.
Early thermal optics are like 640, 480 resolution, if that, I think. The very early ones, maybe.
But, I mean, again, the in-game performance, the thing ran well. Like, all the Zenitco stuff's lightweight, because it's all, that's fine.
It's just decided to end it all. I would say it's a moderately practical setup. It's just the colour scheme and the fact that you're like mixing sweet foods with savoury.
Well, the Zenitco finish, you don't have to run the red stuff, but
clearly not. No.
The meta AKs will often use a lot of this stuff that has the hex pattern or is lightweight, so you have that mobility in game. So definitely a bizarre weapon. I wouldn't call this cursed. I mean, it's got some of that in it, but a fascinating piece of current history.
I think that's safe to say.
Yeah.
Fair to say. Yeah. No, I don't think you can call it cursed. Because on paper, it's sort of a viable principle. There are a number of 50 caliber anti-material rifles out there. And in fact, I do think the Accuracy International AS50 isn't a million miles away from this, just an initial impression. But then you look at it in detail and they really are very different. If I remember rightly, that's like direct impingement with an SLR tilting bolt. This is AK, hence the name. Famously. This has been, better part of a decade in the works, I think?
I believe Brandon Herrera worked directly with Battlestate to get them all the reference material they needed to recreate it and theorise some extra furniture that would be able to go on it.
It's either version 2 or 3. It might be the 3, but they have chosen to put a normal AK grip on there rather than the modern one that's on his actual Gen 3 one.
I think that is also a customization option. You can swap out.
Makes sense. I mean, it literally is. There's a surprising amount of AK to this.
Yeah.
I saw someone in the comments saying, well, it's not AK enough. Well,
it's about as AK as it can be.
I don't know how it could be. Yeah, it's got a bent sheet metal receiver with a sort of trunnion style architecture. It's got the same bolt carrier, not the bolt has to be different because it's not strong enough with 2 lugs, so that's different. The carrier, the piston arrangement, the return spring and guide rod setup, the trigger mech's literally an AK1 dropped in, pistol grip is AK compatible, or in this case, literally an AK. Well, actually the one that's on this current one is an AK1, it's just one that most people wouldn't recognise. And you've got, of course, got the gas block. The gas block is essentially an AK pattern gas block, just huge, so I don't know how you could really make it more AK other than by putting loads of wood on it.
Well, in-game it is impractical, expensive, rare, hilarious.
So an AK-50 then?
Yeah, it's absolutely nailed the real world thing, I think. The animation of feeding a single round in, holding this thing against your shoulder with
no
the charging
thanks.
handle, and getting a 50 BMG in, your PMC has got to be hench.
Now the final version, which I think is the final version, it has a top cover, does it not?
Yeah, so this is the base version that I've stripped down to as bare as possible.
So this is you. Okay, so you're the one who's made it kind of cursed. But it is a mean gun that's been made real. Not the only one. The amount of energy forces involved in this. Yeah, the AK design is super robust, which is partly why he's chosen it for this. Yeah, if you've been following the project in detail, you probably know all this, but understanding how they've adapted to the increased energy involved is kind of fascinating. And a lot of the differences are to do with that, obviously, otherwise they would have kept it the same.
It's even loud to sort of manipulate.
I can hear it. I can hear how loud it is.
It's
like
not just
relative
loud
to
to
everything
fire,
else.
but just like the clunking of it just moving around, reseating another magazine. It's such a racket.
Which is where good sound design is absolutely essential, especially when people are like me, using cheap in-ear earbuds. I'm not saying these are cheap, Dave, but mine are cheap. It's not exactly as the designers would have intended. You have to scale, and they have options now in menus for headphones and surround sound systems and whatnot. But
it's a gun that
we've come a long way in sound.
Guns like this in Tarkov, even using it is sort of a vulnerable experience because you're just telling everyone where you are.
But you can just hide behind it.
yeah. So as you said, this is a hell of a shield to hide behind.
So what it needs is a side Picatinny rail with a carry handle, so you can hold it like a. Yeah, maybe not. Let's get the closest thing we have currently to an M4A1. It's M4 adjacent. It's featured before in our collaborations. This is a UK-made M4 knockoff. So it is to the loose pattern. The only real giveaway, it might even be a A1 profile barrel under the handguards. I haven't actually checked. It has an A1 flash hider on it, which always bugs me and will bug people that noticed it. So I thought I'd point that out. But you'll see, don't know if the camera will, but I think we've shown it before. So Imperial Defence Services England, it's a rare thing to see on an AR-15, and it is automatic as well as British proof, but that's just something that's been imported to the UK. And then the model number is MG, confusingly, for MG4A5. And there was a whole range of these. So Mick Ranger of Imperial Defence Services, I believe he had the parts made in the Far East, and I think they were assembled in the UK or maybe somewhere else, not entirely sure. Go IDS, which is the commando dagger.
Very cool.
So historically interesting, one of a few British-made, or assembled in this case, I think, ARs. So that's our take on reality. Let's have a look at yours.
I've called this one the Hot Hand, and see if you can figure out why.
I would love a USGI M4A1, by the way, if anyone's out there. People have tried to help us in the past, it hasn't panned out. Not their fault. Ugh. Another naked buffer tube. Yeah, so not a fan of that. Giant scope. Is that like what the hell is that?
That's
a night sight, I think.
A Soviet scope that I've had to put a Picatinny adapter on to fit onto an M4.
But it's the size of the weapon.
Well, I've got the 100-round C-mag on it.
Well, that doesn't faze me too much because we've seen a number of short ARs with C-mags.
Have you noticed why I called it the Hot Hand?
Yeah, because your hand is one with the gun. You are one with the weapon.
Well, the foregrip is not all there.
No.
Some would argue that I am not all there.
So you're effectively doing a magwell grip, but you're clipping through the C-mag, and then you've got no handguard here.
So you can take the bottom,
That would get hot.
the bottom of the handguard off to fit a grenade launcher, or you can just leave it
Oh,
off.
I see. Yeah, I'm not going to do that on this because it's an absolute nightmare to put back on, as anyone that has an AR would know.
After 200, 300 rounds, it's glowing hot, so...
I mean, I suppose the in-game hand position hasn't changed, obviously, but you are still with that hand position and the rate of fire that you're sort of displaying uncomfortably close to under here.
Because I think it does model if you've not got a usable handguard, you will revert to a mag hold, but doing a mag hold with a C-mag means that we've got a little clipping going on.
What you would probably need to do, like in reality, you'd want to try, I guess, put your hand under the mag and just mag rest it. Oh, I dislike the wrap around the skeletal grip as well.
I didn't think that would be the main thing that you would be concerned about. I really thought the exposed barrel would.
The giant well, I must admit, even on, like back in the day, traditional remove the handguard, mount the 203 to that. This is why, by the way, this has the cutout here, if you didn't know that. And then equivalent A1 profile barrel, because the 203 is designed for the A1 profile barrel, so they had to slim this down, and again back here. So you have to take this off to fit it. Even with that, I was always a bit twitchy about the amount of, the fact that you could see the barrel somehow felt wrong to me. So you'd have the 203, but the top half left in place. Always felt, and looking at the other way round, this feels like an afterthought when you just leave the top handguard on there. Much preferred it when they went to the quad rail mounting solution.
Yeah, because that 203 is in the game. Hence, this is why you need the half a handguard to fit it. But I thought I'd just leave that back in my stash. Didn't need that. Switching shoulders, you can see all that brass fly. This guy was I missing or was he just tanking damage?
Maybe a bit of both.
That's fair.
Quite hard to aim.
It was. It really was.
Is the only Tarkov cocking animation for the AR this?
I believe so, yeah.
Interesting. That's the traditional manual of arms. But instead of that going away, what we find is new designs having that on there, and in at least 2 cases, although both of them are SIG, they put a side charging handle on there, which would be the current fashion for how to do it, but they've left the AR1 on there for training familiarity reasons. So you can charge while you charge.
There's the exhibit reference for today. This is my customized Scar H.
So I'm going to call that a Mark I Scar on the basis of the form of the gas block and the fact that it has a finger, would you believe? A recognition feature of this is it has a finger bump on the pistol grip. If it doesn't have that, it's probably in it. Well, either someone's changed it, or if it comes from the factory, it would be an A2. Otherwise, they're quite hard to tell apart. Whether the cocking handle reciprocates or not would be an indicator. So we'll see from the footage.
Well, I couldn't decide if I wanted a black one or a tan one, so I went with both.
Yep, really hate the AR carry handle.
You don't like that?
Really hate that. Yep, get that in the bin.
I thought it looked kind of cool.
So a Scar aftermarket thing that I do know about, that I didn't mention just now, is handguards. So there are various different handguards you can get. People weren't wild about this. This is an early monolithic upper. So you get that lots of nice real estate up here, but you can't swap it out for a longer one, a shorter one, a different one. And you don't get your M-lock that way when that gets invented. So there are adapters and ways to get around that. So I'm guessing that is one of those. But yeah, don't really hate the carry handle. We've got the reciprocating cocking handles, so we know that this is a Mark I Scar, whatever they've done to the lower. That's the other way to tell, by the way. This is a Mark I. The Mark II has the bump here, which was to fit polymer magazines.
Oh. Magazine's definitely aftermarket. I think I'd say 30 rounder.
You can fit polymer mags to this, they're just a bit tight.
Right.
So they reshaped the mag and then had to reinforce it at the front. So that's why that changed. It's just so wrong. I even, and I love Aliens, as you know, I even hate the carry handle on the flamethrower in that movie.
Yeah, we spoke about that recently.
So, of course I hate it on this.
It's seated so far back. That wasn't me. I was just looking through the optic options.
What do you mean it wasn't you?
And I fitted the carry handle.
Who else was it?
That's so far back.
Yeah, that does make it worse. By the way, I've unintentionally brought my own cursed gun because, as the eagle-eyed amongst you will recognise, these accessories are not real ones.
Airsoft accessories.
They are, yes. For reasons, we wouldn't display this like this if you put it on display in the museum. But for internal reasons, we do sometimes put replica accessories on things. No, so this is reminding me of a real cursed thing that happened in Afghanistan, Iraq, maybe both. Due to a crazy rule, I think it was the US Army rather than the Marine Corps, specified that you could fit your own optics if you purchased them, had them sent to you, or they would at least sort of turn a blind eye, but you had to retain your carry handle. So there were guys running around with M16A4, so maybe it was the Marines.
I've seen pictures of this, yeah.
With them stuck on the bottom,
yeah.
Because they can't afford to lose them, so they've got them on the weapon, and it just looks so silly. And they're conscious of that as well.
So what you're saying is Tarkov should allow you to put the carry handle on the bottom of the weapon as a sort of grip device.
I mean, they weren't even really using it as that, I don't think. Oh, maybe you could put your finger... Because those modern ones are too slim to really put your fingers through. And if you fell over while holding it, you'd break your fingers. They just put it somewhere out the way on the right. In fact, I think they were mainly on the side of the quad, out the way. I guess, in theory, you could sort of use it as a really bad canted iron sight, but it's only the rear aperture, so...
All right, final gun, we're going to look at an M9.
M9A3, to be precise.
This is an A4, you were saying?
This is an A4, yeah. So I think it's not the only difference, but I can't off the top of my head remember. The main difference is this has optic cuts for an opticals, for a red dot sight. Mm-hmm. It's, for me, a sad decline from the beautiful Beretta 92 SB, which is the pinnacle of pistol design, full stop, if you ask me. Well, this is pretty standard so far.
Yeah, well, I mean, pistols are sort of standard. They're a decent backup weapon if you've got the weight for it, but they're rarely used in Tarkov.
Yes. Where does the cursed come in then?
You don't know that this is cursed. I might just left. You said you wanted
Be
to
the
see
only
it. No,
one.
never mind, there it is.
Oh, here we go. It's like Shaun of the Dead scene.
There was only so long I could have kept that up.
Are there any out there? That is quite horrible.
Yeah.
Picatinny rails on a suppressor. That's not a real suppressor design. I mean, even as I say it, I know it must be.
It's a real suppressor design that I believe is featured upside down.
That makes a bit more sense, because you might want a foregrip on there.
Yeah,
for a machine pistol.
A very light laser module.
More realistically, yes, because you probably don't want to be talking on a suppressor. But
because the text on it, when mounted that way, is upside down.
Okay.
But
you might need a gunsmith to kind of time that onto the gun 180 degrees off. Like it'll be designed to screw on so that the Picatinny rail's on the bottom.
Well, Tarkov has modelled it this way, which then allows you to have a sight on it. So room for 3 optics.
I was just going to say, is that three red dots and a torch?
And the back one is still usable because the risers have gaps in them.
Wait, so how do we have an optic on the slide if we don't have the cuts?
So it looks like it's an option for the rear sight. So they've
lordy!
removed the rear sight,
well,
so
that's
attaching there.
that's not sufficient. You don't want to be like cantilevering a piece of Picatinny off this dovetail. That's not going to be accurate or robust enough.
Well, that's why you have the 2 other backup sights.
Okay, fine. And by fine, I mean absolutely not. Yeah, so I mean, I won't call the modern Berettas cursed per se. They're just not to my aesthetic taste. But you have taken it into that realm.
Well, this is about as wacky as you can make a pistol.
I was going to say, you have limited options, really.
Yeah.
Does sort of, like if you'd had maybe this would be too practical, but if you could mount the suppressor the right way up, and you had a vertical foregrip on it, you could go and the extended mag but there's no buttstock option, I'm guessing.
No, not for there is on the Glock, but not for the Beretta.
Yeah, well they adapted the 92 to the 93R buttstock, as I learned recently.
Oh, okay.
On Twitter, of all places. Someone posted a picture of some American law enforcement special model that had the 93R stock adapted to a 92 frame. So you could modify the frame, but you'd need a special frame, I think, to do that. You've kind of completely ruined your own field of view.
Oh yeah, it's the lower optic is very difficult to use. It's still possible because the risers have gaps in, but I wouldn't recommend it.
No, and I'm guessing you can't choose to use the one above, and even if you could, it's obscured by the one in front of that.
Well, you can toggle between the bottom one and the
Oh,
higher
you can?
one.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll, depending on my mood, I'll switch optics.
Depending on my mood. Self-hatred or self-loathing, I would have to guess, are the two moods there. The good thing is, by the way, I don't feel bad dissing the modern Berettas because they have the whole range. They never discontinue a 92 model, seemingly. They're all still available. So if you want vintage, you can get vintage.
And we do like vintage here.
The older
Because
I get,
we
the
are
more I do.
vintage.
Yeah. And being a museum curator.
And just to finish it off, these are all of today's weapons on display,
How nice.
still in my hideout,
So I can recall them all.
where they will remain forever, immortalised in my stash.
Unless someone were to log into your account, take them all into the field and leave them there.
Don't do that. I worked hard for these.
Hint, hint.